I hope I have a lot of shitty teams is what I'm really hoping for. I got to really look it over.
The good news about all this is that there hasn't been a clear team in the NFL, even the Cowboys. There hasn't been a clear team that stood out as this team is unbelievably dominant and is going to go the rest of the season without a loss. I don't feel that way about anybody.
No, it's a crazy season.
Even Denver plays to the level of the team they're playing. So any team, the Jaguars could come in. The Rams could easily beat them in 4 weeks when they come here.
Well, they beat the Seahawks.
Yeah, I know. I mean, and the Seahawks have looked awful.
No,
49ers haven't looked great either.
With the Broncos, I think it takes a truly special team to beat them, like the Seahawks or someone that has their number. San Diego in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
I think they lose. I think they lose that game on Thursday.
To San Diego. No, I think because they're at home, I think they win.
Think so?
Yeah.
I actually have. I think the short rest is what's going to hurt them this week.
I don't know.
Peyton's a pretty old man.
Yeah, and they've got such a deep receiving corp that one of the guys can take a few plays off and they'll be fine.
Yeah, that's true.
And Von Miller's very young, and he's their catalyst on the defense. And he looked fantastic against the Niners last night.
Yeah.
He just looks fantastic.
He looks great.
He looks so good. All right, well, since we got you on the line, let's talk a little football. You can give us your opinion no matter how much we don't value it.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem.
Nice. So we all
the thing that I hope for the most is to give my opinion and to not be valued.
Oh. So. Then why'd you stop podcasting?
I think you got your answer.
There you go. So we already talked about Peyton breaking more records. No Sean Moreno out for the season with his ACL injury. That's good news for Mike over here.
Was one of my running backs gone.
That one hurts.
Yeah, that first game looked so good, and then
Yeah. Thank you.
All I can say is that it's probably a good thing that Denver decides to get rid of all their backs before they have horrible injuries that end up ruining their careers, i.e., Clinton Portis.
Yeah.
Mikey. No.
That is very smart.
Everyone they've gotten rid of has ended up having horrible injuries that have not ended their career, but have given them, they've never had seasons like that afterwards.
Sure.
So, I mean, I was pretty pissed off they let him go. And then here it is, one game into the season, and he's done. So, obviously different game, different circumstance. But
well, especially letting him go when when Monty Ball, the fumble machine, was right behind him.
I know. And now he's hurt too.
Yeah, he's hurt now. And Hillman's in there.
Hillman actually ran the ball really well the other day, but
yeah,
I still think Thomas is Thomas is the guy that they should be playing.
Yeah, well, any running back's going to look good with that team because the passing game deflects so much from the running game that you're bound to get yards no matter what.
Which is funny because Denver always used to be. I've been a Broncos fan since before Elway won Super Bowls. I'd say for probably 20 years. And going through the Jake Plummer era and the Brian Griese era, and the running back situation was always what kept Denver even remotely close.
Yeah, Terrell Davis, Clinton Portis.
And now it's funny because they finally, after 14 years, well, let's go back a couple of seasons, say 12 years, they have a quarterback that knows what he's doing again, and they have a pretty amazing air attack for the most part.
Wait, what are you trying to say about Tim Tebow? How dare you?
That's not an era. 6 games isn't an era.
How dare you?
A playoff win, baby.
Yeah, he had a playoff win. That was a miracle.
Because it's Tebow. It is a miracle.
I didn't watch it. Like, it was so bad. I hated that guy so much that I didn't even root for my own team to win in the playoffs. That's how much I didn't like the guy.
How dare you? Tebow's a god.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we'll move on. So this whole Seahawks situation with Percy Harvin, now they traded him to the Jets for a conditional draft pick.
Mid-round draft pick.
Yeah, I am not surprised at all. He's on my fantasy team. He's playing like shit, and he's also an asshole. So when people basically shit themselves over this trade, I don't get what the big shock was to everybody.
I think part of it is you've seen this with a lot of teams. Ocho Cinco was an asshole. Chad Johnson. I believe he changed it back. I think. I don't remember anymore.
Johnson Cinco.
Terrell Owens was another jackass. Sometimes being a jackass and your talent level can keep you on a team. Unfortunately for the Seahawks, they don't have room for a jackass that doesn't play well. And I'm not surprised in any at all about this trade. I think it was a great move on their part.
Yeah.
It opens up. They've got plenty of good wide receivers. They're a Super Bowl caliber team.
The only
they haven't showed it lately, but
Yeah, the only thing that made this a bad move was that apparently there was some interest from Denver in swapping him for Thomas.
No,
there was no interest.
there was no interest from Denver.
That's what I read.
No,
Said,
Seattle
no.
was interested in getting Thomas.
But I thought Denver was
No, Denver's
listening.
like, fuck, no.
No, he said
Oh, I'm just
No,
kidding.
absolutely. You're just. That's a great. Nothing like a sports show to be able to say, you know what, I was just kidding. I didn't mean that.
Right. Hey, we're a comedy sports show. It makes it okay.
Denver
really
had to
have
have
to
laughed, right? They've got 4 receivers, or three fantastic receivers out there. They're like, we're pretty fine at receiver. We'll keep our tight end.
I mean, I don't understand why they would make that choice, but from what I understood when I quickly read the story was that they didn't say yes, but they were interested in that move, and I was like, what? Why? But why didn't you do that instead of a conditional pick? But okay, it makes more sense now that they're not interested in him.
Yeah, no.
Fine.
The last report I had seen, the scroller, it said that the Denver Broncos had said we're absolutely not interested in this deal. So
Yeah.
whatever they had, I don't know whether somebody had fabricated saying, "Oh, Denver's kind of entertaining it." I don't think there was any entertaining at all in this. There's no upside to bringing Percy Harvin to a team that's already scoring, the second best scoring team in the league or whatever.
Right, they don't need any help.
So it wouldn't do anything for him. You've got a young Emmanuel Sanders, and you've got, obviously, you still have Demaryius Thomas, who's a beast. And you've
Such a
honestly,
beast.
and then Julius Thomas, he's a tight end, but he might as well be another receiver, just a big receiver. So
Oh, definitely.
there's no, that would have been one of those things where I would have the same problem that I had with Denver in the mid 2000s when they started. When Mike Shanahan wasn't good anymore, and the owners kind of shit the bed on that one, and then they brought in, I can't even remember the dumbass's name.
It doesn't matter what his name is.
Well,
the former New England Patriot offensive coordinator?
Yes, what's his name? I can't. The young guy.
Matthews. Josh
It was
Matthews?
The Oakland Raiders guy. He was the Oakland Raiders head coach too.
Josh Matthews, the WWE
I
ring
know
announcer.
that is, but
Not
it's
Josh
Josh
Matt- no.
something.
Okay.
Yes, it is. It is. You're right. It's Josh something.
Oh, that
Either
guy.
way, yeah. Josh McDaniel.
McDaniels. Yep.
You guys
Yeah,
just
he
had a
was
little
one.
moment.
Yeah, we did.
It's cute.
I was putting fingers to the phone.
When our powers combine, we are Captain Planet.
You're gay as shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, Bengals coach Marvin Lewis is blaming the media for lingering concussions. That's
I don't-
awesome.
That at all.
Yeah. Apparently, it's their fault for making such a big deal about the concussions that they linger for so long. And-
Well, the one thing you want out of your NFL players, especially when they're retired, is to not be able to know what their name is, who their kids are, and forget how to wipe their own ass. I mean,
Well-
let's be honest.
Well, what's his name from the Jets? Already doesn't know who his kids are.
That's pretty good. Which one is that? Jericho Cotchery? Wait, does he play for them still?
Now he's with Carolina now.
The dude that was on Hard Knocks. I was trying to name off his kids' names.
Oh God, Antonio Cromartie.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
Rogers. He's with Denver now. Wait, no. He's
No.
New York Giants now.
Giants,
That's right.
yeah. Yeah, that was so good. He has like 38 kids from 48 different chicks.
Hey, Adrian Peterson's right behind him.
That's true.
He doesn't know the name, but he'll
Hey.
smack him.
At least Rogers Cromartie isn't taking switches to these kids
That's true.
that
Well,
we know of.
He just
They're
forgets their name.
mysteriously dying for no reason.
Doing what
Just-
for
I
no
mean-
reason?
I said they're not dying for no reason. Just mysterious children he didn't know he had that are dying.
Not yet, at least. Just give it time.
Yeah. I don't know.
Give it time.
This whole concussion thing. I mean, I don't know. I would think. I think that I guess the players are just bigger and faster than they were. The equipment has gotten better, but football's changed so much. I don't know whether it's just the fact that I don't know how I feel about it. I always love the open hits. These guys play football. They know what they're doing.
Right.
They know what they signed up for when they started this thing.
Yeah, it's not like MMA saying no more head blows.
Yeah, it's come on. I mean, it's still football, and them trying to, really, honestly, the protecting the quarterback thing has gotten ridiculous too. That a hand to the helmet is now considered, personal foul, and that's a little bit ridiculous too. These
Deacon
players
Jones would have been so fucked.
that was his move.
Yeah, I think what Marvin Lewis was saying is that it allows pussy players to remain pussy and stay out a week if they want to. claiming concussion. But what it is what they were looking at is as insensitive to players that really have concussions that now feel obligated to play because their coach calls them pussies. I think that's where.
Yeah, I don't know. We're all freaking adults here. If you can't stand up straight and you have constant migraines,
there's a problem.
There's obviously a problem there. So I don't know that I don't know if there are NFL players that are going, well, my coach is saying that I'm whining about it, and that if that's the case, then I don't know they should be playing anyways.
Well, I don't think there's such a problem with bigger players, faster players. I think it really what it comes down to is we just know more about it now, so we're able to diagnose it easier.
Yeah.
So
and players can't hide it because they used to be able to get up off the ground and shake their head and go, "Oh, I'm fine." Now it's like if they see them shaking their head, they're getting tests.
Right, unless you're in college.
They're going to the locker room, and then they're probably not coming back in the game. I mean, I think that's one of the rules, right?
Yeah.
You got to go through the whole.
Yeah, I think they do tests, and if they fail any part of it, they're out.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on. Cowboys running back Joseph Randle was arrested for shoplifting. He was caught stealing underwear and cologne.
The real question here is that he was stealing underwear, which is bad enough. Did he at least go for the good brand? Did he go for Joe Boxer? Did he go for Hanes, or did he go?
Fruit of the Loom.
Was it at a dollar store that this happened?
It was at a department store, actually.
You get the stuff with the bands still in it, kind of break. I don't know.
Well, funny enough, so he was fined $29,000 from the Cowboys, but MeUndies.com, signed him to a deal to basically pay off his fine and hook him up with all the underwear he'll ever need, and all he's got to do is be their spokesperson.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, well, you know what? If you think about it, it's smart for MeUndies because we would have never said MeUndies on the show, except they did this, and it's pretty fucking hilarious.
Well, they're a new company, and I think Chris Jericho has them as their sponsor.
I think he does, or he did at one point.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. The only time any of us would ever say MeUndies is if we were drunk.
Well, I'm there.
Take off MeUndies.
I'm already there, and I'm about to take off MeUndies, so zip.
MeUndies are up my crack.
MeUndies are on Mike's face.
Hey.
Oh.
MeUndies have a crusty stain in the front of them.
And the back.
In the back. That's a good night there.
You're telling me. So Cap, as we all know, this ongoing saga of him getting fined for dropping an N-bomb. Then they reduced the fine to half, down to $5,000. And he was like, I don't know what I'm getting fined for. What they're saying they're fining me for, they're saying I didn't do.
Yeah, they said that they came out and said it was not a racially derogatory word, he said.
Right. So he says he doesn't know why he's being fined. And NFLPA is saying that they're very disappointed in the fact that he's still being fined anything. What the fuck? Do they just want to fine the guy for being alive?
Principal alone? The tattoos.
It's the same It's the same spiraling bullshit that the NFL has gone through the entire year. Is that nobody over there knows how to handle a problem anymore?
Josh Gordon a full season, Ray Rice 2 games, Kaepernick.
They've lost it.
Yeah, they have.
They've lost complete handle on anything, being able to handle. They have the biggest problem with just saying, you know what, we fucked up.
Yeah, and that's why I'm all for Roger Goodell stepping down. I mean, obviously as commissioner, that's not going to happen. But not being able to hand out punishments and having a committee that decides on the punishments.
Well, as long as the committee is not chosen by Goodell, because obviously people that are surrounding him are idiots also. Well, I don't think Goodell's the only one with a hand in all these decisions.
Yeah, and I don't think the Players Association would allow Goodell chosen panel. I mean, he might have a say in one or two guys, but I think everyone in the situation would get a say, and I think that's a much better idea because Goodell's a fucking idiot.
Oh, absolutely. How you can sit there and honestly sit there and say that. Just to be open to admit to say, you know what, we screwed up with the Ray Rice thing. It should have been an obvious, I mean, hell, they freaking banned the coaches and the defensive coordinators and stuff from the Saints for putting bids out on players' heads on the field
for essentially playing the game.
Yeah, well, true. It is in the game. I'll say that the Ray Rice thing was outside of the game. But if they're going to sit here and police everything that they do, they need to follow through with it on all ends. Not tiptoe around it. If you make a mistake, you say you made a mistake. I don't know.
Well, they would never say they made a mistake.
But taking this moral high ground on everything is the biggest problem, I think.
Well, I think Corolla put it best on the show the other day. He was saying they've got a bunch of felons running into each other